Welcome back to the Clear Cut Podcast. My name is Eli. I am a YouTuber and filmmaker and co-host. And today we're going to be talking about season 5 of Stranger Things with someone coming out of the closet.
Also, my name's Sutton. I realized it's gonna sound like you were referring to me for a second. In that order.
And my name's Sutton. And I'm coming out of the closet this episode.
Oh, great heavens! So, shall we get into gayer things?
Yes, precisely.
So, the Stranger Things show, if you don't want to know what it was a show created back in 2016 by the Duffer Brothers. Very, very good show. Had a ton of success. I watched up to season 4. I didn't even give season 5 the time. I didn't feel it worth it to get attached to the characters. And then at the end just go, boo! Boo!
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah. So I just pretend that the last 20 minutes of season 4 did not happen and it ended there. But otherwise, the rest of the show is honestly, I can say, the best show I have ever seen. Probably the best show ever made, just on its wild success, how much budget it had for just a TV show. The only thing close to that was The Rings of Power, which was a massive flop. This is kind of the other direction where the flop came later. And why is that? Number 1, bad writing with season 5. There are, we don't agree with, the gay agenda more for moral reasons and our personal beliefs. But added on to that, the way it was presented was just bad writing. In quite literally the end of the world, middle of it, they have a sit down like, I'm gay.
Yeah.
And
it was out of place for sure.
Yeah, they hinted to it in other seasons. As I was watching, I was like, oh, wait a second.
Mm-hmm. They did hint to it.
They did Will so dirty.
Yeah. Well, actually, the interesting thing is though that the actor in reality was gay too, and the Duffer Brothers wanted to in their writing, through writing the seasons, they wrote the characters based on the actual people that were playing them. Mm-hmm. So when the actor for Will came out as gay, they decided to incorporate that into his character. So I don't know.
That's why season, they first hint to it. I think it's season 3 where mm-hmm. there's this scene where Mike tells Will it's not my fault you don't like girls. That's the first hinting to it. And then there's just a bunch of things like that. But once it hits the beginning of season 4, it's that is the zestiest walk ever. Why that? What happened to Will?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bummer. I was seeing people who were gay themselves or liberal who were complaining about it, just the way it was presented. You don't need a 10-minute scene for a coming out. The end final battle scene is quite literally only 4 minutes. The fight with Vecna. And I'm Eli, you haven't watched the show, have you?
I haven't, but I'm familiar with it.
Okay. Like I said, the last 20 minutes is where it sets it up for the next season in season 4. And it's what the heck is happening? You had such a good ending. That ending, I won't spoil it, but basically they come really close to winning. But there's this final thing where somehow the bad guy wins in that season. So there's more to do in the next season. But they had it set up for a finishing one. And honestly, that's the closest I've been to crying at a show.
Really?
Because it gets you that attached to the characters at the end, and it's so good at telling a story like that. And then once the last 20 minutes played, I was like, oh,
Because they set up the gay stuff?
boo. No, because they set up the season five in general. I'm not, like,
Oh,
seasons
okay.
five just not bad because it has gay stuff. Um,
Hmm.
it's bad because it's got plot holes, writing mistakes.
It was just kind of like an extended, like it should have ended at season 4, but then they just
Yeah.
wanted to like pull it out a bit more. Okay.
Do you have anything extra to add? Any complaints?
Not necessarily complaints, but in watching the scene, it did feel long. However, I do think there's something we could get out of it, if that
Hmm.
makes sense. Where I do think there is kind of this, if we look at this from a Christian perspective too, right? Where people that are gay, right, see Christianity and God and Jesus and like this whole world as like very opposed to them, right? Where it's like we're doing something that's not allowed, we can't really get involved in there, and it like it's sad that the gays are kind of shunned and by Christians just in general, right?
Hmm.
And I think this scene gave a good example of how gay people would like to be received, if that makes sense, right? Where they're afraid that all the friends are going to leave them and that there's going to be rejection and everything, and that they all just that it became like this bonding thing for them too, where they're like, it's okay that you're different, and they were all hugging him, and I thought there was like a good like truth in there where I think Christians should change their perspective from being like you need to stop being gay and like become Christian and more like meet them where they're at and be say like even though it's not technically okay to be gay, but like meet them where they're at and say that's okay that you're gay and like be friends with them, develop a relationship with them, and then help them work through whatever trauma. Because you know it's not gay isn't like a full like you're not just gay. It's like a condition of trauma kind of. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I think as Christians we can learn from that scene and that's how we want to approach these people to eventually bring them to Christ if that's the goal.
There's so many times where I hear they get pushed out of the church, and that's usually what they're complaining about, and I've been hurt by. Um, it is a problem. You can't just stop being gay. It's
Mhm.
a form of sexual temptation. Um, everyone's
Exactly.
everyone struggles with it to a certain extent.
Absolutely.
Um, Straight people have their own. It's just it's a different kind. So we all have to say no to the temptation, if that makes sense. But since we all have them, we do have to accept that we are imperfect and we're going to make mistakes.
Right.
There's the other part of not letting people live in sin and saying, "Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That ain't
Right.
okay.
Right.
But that's okay."
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We should be honest with them, but it's like share the loof. I mean, share the truth in love.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You want to be loving first,
right.
right? Without it says that in First Corinthians 13. It talks about love and how everything else is like not without love, then nothing else can really like
Without love,
be
I am nothing.
right. Yeah. So we do want to approach the situation with love first, and
Right.
then we can build from there. And I thought that's kind of what the scene portrayed.
Because if you are like a Christian who's search your heart to see if there is hate for others who commit sins. They're like, that's
Hmm.
disgusting. Um, you're
Because
being,
that's like spiritual pride,
yeah,
though, too. Because it doesn't matter. You're a sinner too.
you're being
Just maybe in,
self-righteous.
yeah, maybe in different areas of your life,
Yeah,
you haven't
it's
committed the same sins, but we're all just as guilty.
something I say is all sins are equal.
Right.
If you don't repent, if you don't accept the gift that Jesus gave,
We're all in need of the blood of Jesus as much as the next guy. So
mhm,
I think there just needs to be a lot more grace and not like you're gay, I'm not gay, I'm like better than you and you need to like change and be like me.
right,
But there is like you're broken,
mhm,
right? And we want to help each other out of that. So
right.
that's a really fine line to walk.
It's not judging,
Mm-hmm.
it's loving.
Precisely. I like that.
Something I've been saying is like I wasn't sure about the show because it's not like the cleanest show in the world. It gets better throughout each season, or it starts a little dirty and then gets better. There's this thing they say every cuss in the book except the F-bomb, except once in the final episode of the final season, and the
Wow.
Duffer Brothers said they saved it for one line, and I started noticing, it's I think that someone would have said it by now, considering all the
Right.
other
Yeah,
cussing.
yeah.
Weird.
That is weird.
I think they were keeping it because F-bomb will get it to over PG-13. To
Hmm.
keep it at PG-13, you get one F-bomb.
Wow.
So they were saving their one
Yeah.
to keep the ratings down.
That's funny.
Yeah, but otherwise, before all that, great show. Lighting's on point. Editing some of the best I've ever seen. Best cinematography. Amazing CG. Some of the best CG artists on that for a show. And the acting is phenomenal. Like, there is a scene I saw in between the Steve character and Dustin from season 5, and
Mm.
it's just one of those scenes that are like, wow, these guys are skilled.
Hmm.
They put,
I need to see this.
yeah,
Uh,
pirate it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
okay, good. I'll.
Just ask a Redditor.
Mm.
They seem to know all about it.
Right. Exactly.
Otherwise, it's a good show, but it's sad how it ended.
Hmm. Okay, I'm reading an article here that says that when Will comes out and he explains he doesn't like girls and shares his fears that he's different, that moment is vital to the plot as accepting his identity helps him overcome Vecna's psychological hold and harnesses his powers for the final battle.
I think you could have used something else for that besides being gay.
Yeah, yeah. Agreed. Agreed. But I think the fact that they were um
Like,
trying to write the characters based on the actual actors,
like, it would have
yeah,
made
makes it pretty
sense.
unpredictable.
It would have made more sense if it was like built off of a trauma that happened maybe later, like earlier in the seasons, because there's a lot of material they could have worked with, versus something that randomly shows up in like season 4 where they start hinting to it, unrelated to the plot.
Right, yeah, yeah, yeah. If they wanted this to be like a thing, they should have probably built it
Yeah.
in sooner and not had their character pivot be something that showed up in the last season, but be something that's been like building over the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad.
I'm depressed now. Gotta go cry
Don't be
myself to
depressed.
sleep.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Final thoughts. I think it was unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they really needed to put that whole gay thing in, I think it could have been written in better.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's not just that, it's all the different plot holes that were within the season that weren't great. I do want to say props to all the artists, filmmakers who worked on it because it still looked great. The acting was great. The writing sucked though. Sorry, Duffer Brothers. But everything else was good. The seasons before were awesome. I never like got attached to characters before in a film, and it's really well done in how it does that. Yeah. Your final thoughts?
I agree. Agree. Yeah, absolutely. What you said. And yeah, I think as Christians we can approach the gay community with more love and less judgment.
Yes. It's kind of like this split end, especially of generation-wise. The younger, more Christian conservative we're showing more love recently, but older, more like Boomer and Gen X, they're taking it a bit extreme sometimes. Um, and looking at their generation, that's understandable, the way they grew up, that
Hmm.
it was they aren't as desensitized as us. So
That's true. That's true.
it's less normalized to them. So I'm like, what the heck is happening?
Yeah,
Bro, that's nasty. You like dudes?
exactly. Yeah. Don't
So,
don't start getting zesty. We almost made it through. Don't go. All right.
oh my
No, just
god.
hold it off. Hold it off. Don't do it.
Slay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. Sorry Aiden could not be here, but he'll be
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
that's
next
right.
episode.
Yes, you will. We miss
Yes.
you,
Come back to us. Okay.
Aiden. He came out of the closet.
Oh, great heavens!
We kicked him out. Okay. All right.
And that's the clear
Anyways,
cut.
yes, absolutely. See you later, guys.